Hello everyone, this is your Krishna from Women Today YouTube channel. So in this channel, we have been interviewing many women entrepreneurs and working women across different cities in India. We are just traveling to different cities and we are doing offline interviews, and we are also doing online interviews across different cities in India and also across different countries in the world. So today's our guest is from West Bengal. She is also a group trip organizer to Korea. She's been in India and she has also been South Korea for each and every 6 months. She's just juggling between both of these countries, and she is also running a reputed jewelry business in India. So I welcome you, Reetu Sharma ma'am, to this Women Today YouTube channel. So please kindly introduce about yourself, about the kind of work that you do to the audience who are watching this interview right now, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Krishna, for the lovely introduction. I'll just start with a little rundown about exactly what we do so that you have a better understanding of both the brands and us also. I'm Ritu, my friend is Anisha, and both of us, we have been friends since the last 12 years. We met in college and we went to film school together. We were in advertising for the longest time. We worked in advertising in Mumbai for 7-8 years. And that's after COVID, we kind of wanted to travel more. And our passion for travel resulted in a lot of things that happened in the next 5 to 6 years. So we decided to leave advertising because advertising was very hectic for us after a certain point, and we were not able to fulfill our other passions side by side. And we loved filmmaking, that goes without saying, and we wanted to somehow blend travel and filmmaking together. So that's when the content creation came into picture. And we wanted to initially cover places in India, and then because we were also working in advertising, we were not able to do it together. That's when we took the leap of leaving Mumbai and traveling as digital nomads. So we packed up our house completely and packed up our lives in Mumbai. And South Korea was the first country that we went to. And cut to 2 years later, right now we have a jewelry brand, which is a Korean jewelry brand. It is India's first Korean jewelry brand. It's called Yagi. And just this July, we celebrated 1 year of Yagi's launch. And yeah, that was amazing. And this year, we launched our travel business, which is Dillydallytrails. And Dillydallytrails is basically a travel company that specializes in curated trips, both group trips and private trips to South Korea and South Korea only for now.
So that's a great introduction from you, ma'am. So of course, you and your partner, your name is Reetu and your partner name is Anisha, both of you working in Mumbai in an advertising company for more than 8 years. And I also made that you wanted to continue your passion mixed with your profession. So you made an idea decision that you wanted no longer to be in this kind of working for another kind of company. So you wanted to make your own company. And also you went to Korea. That was your first country. That was great to see that you visited Asian countries, neighboring countries, and South Korea is really a wonderful place where most of the Indians are many more obsessed about many kind of things over there, about the culture, and of course BTS, which is very popular among different teenage people and across different
Right.
cultures. That's a great thing. And also you start this Dillydallytrails. That's a great, wonderful South Korea trip company. That's a great thing. And also at the same time, each and every kind of South Korean trip company, they used to have a different kind of experience for each and every kind of clients. But the thing is that they always make the kind of tourist to go to the regular kind of places. So tell us, how do you actually curate the customized trip for each and every tourist? Because, and also I wanted to ask is customizing things is something like, do you actually you also have an experience of many years traveling to South Korea? Is it like you show them these kind of photos, videos that they can actually travel to, and you'll be asking them to pick up the kind of areas they wanted to visit by seeing the photos or videos? Or is it like, do you asking them how many days they are going to visit South Korea, and with the help of that number of days, you'll be making them visit the kind of places that you decide? So tell us, how does this kind of customization Korean trip package, what kind of things can we actually expect from this customized package? Is it us who is going to decide, or is it you who is going to design this customized package, ma'am?
So, I'll talk three things about this entire thing. First is the group trips. Now, the group trips are not the group trips, because they are group trips, they cannot be customized as per a single person. It the every group trip that we do has a different identity of its own. Like this year, we have for autumn, we have three trips. We have a mega autumn Korea group trip, which we are covering six different cities in 12 days, and we are seeing the best of autumn foliage. We are seeing from Seoul to Busan to Jeju, Jeonju, Daejeon, Nami Island, six places we are covering. And every kind of experience. So for someone who's going to Korea for the first time, for them to see a little bit of city life, a little bit of like the beach life, a little bit of seaside, traditional Korean villages, houses. We are staying in a traditional Korean house, which is called a hanok. Then we are doing different kinds of autumn experiences, like we'll be doing a tangerine picking, we'll be doing kayaking, we'll be doing your evening experience at a yacht with fireworks. So, and we'll be doing karaoke. Karaoke is very popular activity in Korea, so we'll be doing that. We'll be doing photo booths. So again, this is one of the more wholesome trips where people can get to choose a little bit of everything. So this is a fixed itinerary now again. Secondly, we have an unseen Korea trip, which is an invite only trip. So in that trip, we have just six spots. It's invite only for six people. It's very intimate. That in that we are doing unseen Korea, like the name suggests. Not the like we are not doing Namsan Tower, Gyeongbokgung Palace, not the usual stuff that people. If you just type Korea on Pinterest, you'll see an image with a tower and a palace like this. We are not doing those two places in this. So we are keeping it more like experience oriented. We have a barbecue night with the locals. We are doing culture exchange. We are staying at a different island, which is more secluded, where only locals stay. Then we will be doing different kinds of. We'll go to 100 years old tea house and taste authentic traditional Korean tea. So these kind of experiences comprise of the second trip. Now, we are also doing a third trip, which is the backpacking across Korea trip. It's a very small trip. We have tried to keep it very budget friendly because the other two trips, again, because they have a lot of things included, they have the accommodations and visa and daily breakfast and all internal transport, all entrance fees and domestic flights, everything included in those two trips. The price points are slightly higher compared to the budget backpacking. Now, the budget backpacking is only for 6 days. We have put three cities in that also. We have put Seoul, Busan, and Gangneung, and in that we'll be taking the public transport. How we are reducing the amount for the customers? We'll be taking public transport. We'll be experiencing a lot. We are not compromising on that, but we are compromising on small material comforts that people are okay compromising on. We'll be staying instead of like really good hotels. We'll be staying in a slightly more modest hotel. We'll be experiencing the same things. We will be going to the same places. We'll be meeting the same people. The host will be accompanying. That's how the three trips are different. Now, these are group trips where there is no customization. It's according to what we feel is best for the season. Now, coming to private customized group trips. What happens in these trips is that first, when someone drops us an inquiry, we have three different packages for consultation. We have a 999 package wherein we provide the itinerary, which is like the full itinerary with 2 rounds of changes. We have a second package, which is just consultation call, like a 60 minutes in-depth call with any one of us. And in that, we give them all kinds of the map links and where the places they want to. If they already have an itinerary, we work on that itinerary and we tell them, okay, this is doable, this is not, if they want to go by themselves. The third option is if they want to get an itinerary from us and they want to do the consultation call also. So both the package together, that comes for around 2,999. So we have three packages. Now these, why these are not for free and why this comes at a certain price is because we just want to see, we have seen a lot of no-shows. So we just want to see if that person is serious enough to actually take the time and invest in this. So if they go ahead with any of the packages from us, this amount is deducted from their package. They are basically, this is like a token that we take so that we know people are serious about this. Because on an average day, you get about 50 to 100 inquiries and you don't know how many people are serious about that, right? So that. Now, once they go for the package, say someone chooses the itinerary package, which is at 999, we send them a very exhaustive long Google form in that Google form, they write their age, they write the number of people traveling, they write their preferred dates, they write the cities, if they have anything in mind, the cities they want to travel to, the number of days they want to travel for, the kind of experience they are looking at, what kind of pace they want to travel at, if they want high pace, if they want medium pace, if they want very relaxed itinerary, like one or two things a day and just relax. Because a lot of people travel after their retirements and they want the itineraries to be tailor made according to their comfort and how they want to travel. So it really depends on what that person is looking for. Somebody wants like a spa retreat, someone wants a more hiking experience, someone wants to go for clubbing. So there are different kinds of customers. So we get all that information from them via a very long elaborative Google form, question and answer. After seeing that, after seeing all the details, our team in India and our team in Korea, we sit on a call and talk about all the details and discuss what are the things that we can give for this customer.
So
So say
basically,
we have like,
you're also
yeah,
having a team in Korea. So they are also Indians or they are Koreans or
no, they are Koreans. They are Koreans.
oh, so you have friends over
Yes.
there. And do you have any office setup over there, or is it like they work from home and they just organize all these kind of trips? So tell us about it now.
No, they are not. They don't. We don't have an office base in Korea yet, although we are planning for, but not probably in this financial year. So we have a couple of freelancers who are working with us in Korea. They are hosts, they are guides, and they work with us for the management of the entire thing. They are basically our local representative there. They handle on ground support and everything. So even if we have to hire another guide, if we have to like book up transport or something like that, for all of that they arrange it, help us arrange everything on our behalf. From here, our team here, what they do is we acquire people, we speak to people,
That's once
we
again a
see,
great thing
okay,
because you're at a starting level, but of course you're not at a starting level. You're at the going to the medium, going to the high level, and you're of course having a great connections over there because it's something like if you have people over there, trusted people over there, it's something like which by which people can have enough trust even before the kind of experience they are going to have in Korea. Before, if you have enough trust, then they'll be feeling very safe to visit the country even before they board the flight.
right, right,
Yeah.
right. So
Just
the thing is, yes, you were right. We are at the beginner level right now. It's been just a few months that we have officially launched, like, although it's been a year for the trips, but the company has been launched a couple of, like, 6 months back. So officially, the cherry blossom trip, April was our first big trip from the company's point of view. Now, yes, I don't think without that kind of a support, we would have been able to provide what we do right now or what we claim to do right now, because the kind of experiences that we provide is very, very dependent on the people that are working with us from Korea, because they are able to suggest things that we will not be able to know otherwise. Because yeah, of course, when Anisha and I, when we stay in Korea, we go to a place, we recce the place, we see, okay, so for the next trip we can go this place, we can go to that place, we can go to newer cities. We, so far, we, like Anisha and I, we have traveled across 19 to 20 cities in Korea. But uh, that being said, it's still not enough. Like, you still need to know more. There's always something new happening, and Korea as like as a country is changing this fast. It's very rapid. Things are there. So for that, you have to keep up with, okay, every new thing that's happening. Because what happens is, the people who come to us with their trips and inquiries, they see one reel, they see a reel that a creator has made, and they're like, I want to go to this place and I want to go to that place. So my favorite K-pop group has their they went to this cafe, so I have to add this cafe in my itinerary. So a lot of people have different kinds of things they want to do, right? So you see, like, what we do in our process is we speak to the team, and all of us, we get into a call and we decide, okay, so these are the 20 activities that we can do for this person. Now, in terms of the pace, what they are looking at, if they are looking like a medium paced itinerary, so we break that into the number of days and we see the number of places, the kind of transport, and then we create a tentative itinerary for them. And then this itinerary goes for the budgeting. So then we get into the vendor stage, we speak to the vendors, who whichever person is available for those dates, and we check the prices and all of that. and then we make the final budget and the itinerary and we send it to the customer. And after that, if they have any changes, we do the rounds of changes and we share the final itinerary with the customer like that. So everything is basically customized to the T. Everything that they want, we include that, keeping the pace as per how they want, keeping it as customized and as tailor made as possible, so that it feels like they are going around, they are visiting the country on their own terms, but at the same time with our assistance, so that the journey is more comfortable.
So actually, for this is the very first question I think many tourists they would ask. Like, I'm an Indian. What if I do not find any kind of Indian restaurants in South Korea? What if I visit a random place and I'm not able to have a proper food? So tell us, how do you actually kind of find us some Indian foods over there in South Korea, and what are the kind of foods that you would recommend for people, especially vegetarian, if they come to travel, and what are the kind of foods, if any kind of children, if they're traveling with them, what kind of foods would you recommend, and what kind of elderly people foods they can expect, and other than food, medicines. So is it like what happens? You also provide hospitality. I mean, it's not hospitality. If there are any kind of medical
Mm-hmm.
emergencies, how do you actually kind of treat the kind of tourists, and how this whole process goes on? So this is the very first question which arises in each and every tourist. So tell us about it, ma'am.
So, the first thing being the food aspect of it, you have to understand that Korea is a primarily non-vegetarian country, like Japan. But of late, there are a lot of Indian restaurants in Seoul, in Busan, in the bigger cities. In the smaller cities, you will not find Indian restaurants, but you will find other Korean restaurants, which you can like speak to them and ask them to get it, like get the non-vegetarian removed and give you just the vegetarian part of it. Like you, if you for things like gimbap and bibimbap, I don't know if you know the dishes, but those are basically things that are made in front of you. So you can basically not ask them, like, you can ask them not to put anything non-vegetarian in that, and you can have the vegetables and rice and everything else according, like as per your taste.
So it's
Now
basically like a hot pot over there, right? Like a hot pot.
it yes, it's not a hot pot because it's like a, in a stone bowl you'll get some rice, some chili paste, a lot of vegetables mix, and for non-vegetarians you'll get meat on top of it or eggs on top of it. So it's something like that. Now you can ask them to not put the meat or the egg, and you can have it as it is. So uh, with Indians, what happens is, first thing is you have to be a little flexible in terms of the food. You will get a lot of different kinds of food. You will get continental food, you'll get Italian food. In terms of vegetarian, I'm talking about right now, you'll get continental, you'll get Indian, you'll get Italian. In bigger cities, you'll get these a lot of Indian restaurants where you can opt for. In smaller cities, you have to choose Korean but vegetarian food, like that. It's not that you'll not get, you will get. But what happens in countries like Korea, and I don't know so much about Japan, but like these countries, is that English is not the primary language. So you have to have like a translator app. Papago is the name of the translator app, which is very
So
popular in
basically,
Korea.
it's like you can survey with English in South Korea, or is it like you want a translator always? So tell us about it, ma'am.
You don't need a translator always, because see, the way Korea functions is that it's perfect for introverts. It's perfect for people who don't want to talk a lot. You don't have to interact a lot to get things done in Korea. You go to a cafe, you go to the kiosk, you order, change the language, you order your own food, you take the receipt, and then your receipt name will be shown, and then you go and take your coffee. Zero interaction, right? So, and some of the people, like around 40 to 50% people, understand very basic English. So they will, like, I'm talking about the drivers here, the drivers, or the people at the restaurants, or people who you'll meet, the bus drivers or whoever. You will, they will understand very little English, but the communication will be done. If you have a translator app, I would not recommend Google Translate to anybody, because it does not work well with Asian languages. Papago is a Korean, it's a app from a Korean company, but it works very good with Thai and Japanese and other languages as well. So if you just write it on Papago and show it to them, you will more often than not get everything done with zero to no hassle. So It's not that you cannot survive just with English, but if you know like a little bit of like, okay, thank you and hello, it just makes you a little more inviting, a little more respectful, a little more warm. Like a person who comes to India and just says namaste. We like that. We appreciate that. Just that much. Apart from that, if you're going to travel to a country, you don't need to really learn the language or do anything about that.
I do understand that you have a separate team over there in South Korea so that they'll be handling the kind of help that you need. And especially, I think this is very well enough for a person who thinks that what happens during any kind of medical emergencies, because they'll be able to assist you. I do understand. So, other than that, if they're asking you these kind of questions, what happens if any kind of medical emergencies happen, even if they're having any kind of small cold or fever, what one should do being a tourist? Is it something like the medical hospitals, if we visit, do we have to wait for the kind of insurance things, or is it like similar to an Indian hospitals, you can go there at any kind of time without any kind of appointments, you can just see the doctor, or is it like you have a specialized kind of things to just go to hospitals? So tell us about it now.
So, in Korea, you don't have to wait a lot for appointments. Like you can visit a general physician, you don't have to wait for appointments. For every person who travels with us, we suggest them every time to carry a good travel insurance, because it's not just about you falling sick or anything. Small things like when you're traveling by flight, maybe your baggage doesn't arrive on time or you miss your flight or things like that. In these cases, travel insurance comes for a lot of help. So we suggest everybody to carry their travel insurance. Now, for medicines, uh, if a traveler has a prior history, we always, like when we send them a confirmation email, we ask for their name, like apart from the main basic details like name, birth date, etc., like passport number, PAN card number, and all of that. We also ask them for if they have any previous medical history, like physical, mental, psychological, whichever, if they neurological, if they have any kind of history, so we have a record of that. So in that case, and also the kind of medicines that they are, if they're having anything on a regular basis, we take a note of that as well, so that later on if anything happens and if that person is not in the state to communicate properly, we have all that details with us. This is the due diligence that we do from our part. In terms of basic cold or like flu medicines or stomach going wrong or something like that, we carry the basic first aid all the time when we are doing like group departures. For private trips, it becomes a little difficult to carry, like for smaller groups, because all the time the hosts are not traveling with them. It's often like a car and a driver, like according to the preference of the guests. But we still have like basic provisions of medicines, and like if you get a cut or a bruise, you fall down, for all of that. Now, ER is very convenient in Korea. If you go to the emergency room and you get yourself treated, you can do that without waiting. And for tourists, it's also quite easy and simple like that. Apart from that, for anything major, like I said, the travel insurance really comes in handy. It gives you a lot of like cover, so that if you want to extend your visa and all of that, the process becomes very easy if you have a travel insurance with you.
Yeah, that's a great thing, ma'am. So also, I just wanted to ask is, okay, if anybody wants to have a direct conversation with you offline, speaking about, of course, there is, you of course expect some kind of charges so that they'll be having an online interaction with you about the kind of South Korean trips. And of also, if they're okay with the South Korean trip, and if it's just going forward, you'll be just deducting the charges from their total trip. I do understand all these kind of things. So, is there any possibility that a person can visit you offline and they can have a conversation with you, or is it like only for this purpose of time you're doing every kind of consultation in online, ma'am?
So right now, because like I told you, we don't have a base in Mumbai anymore. We don't have a base. So unless and until, I'm not sure a lot of people would be traveling to my hometown to just to have a meeting with me. That's not feasible for people. So what we do is for private trips, I told you that we have this whole process of consultation and everything. If anybody is interested to go on a group trip with us and they have their queries, so first my team will speak to them and see if they can attend to all the queries. If they still want to speak to me and Anisha, like the hosts, and they want like if their questions are more in depth, that my team feels that okay, maybe we'll be able to answer that better, they organize calls with us directly, and we set a time and we get on a call with them and discuss everything at length. That is like all the time, because see, we are a very fairly new company and we want to be accessible, because the reason why people in the first year chose to go with us is because they liked traveling with us. They liked seeing that experience on social media. They saw how people were enjoying. And we don't want to take that personal touch out of it. Even though we have a team right now that takes care of the back end and that deals with customer service and all of that, we still want to be as approachable as we were last year. And we want to be similarly approachable next year as well. So if like today, if you were talking to me on my social media, which is Dilly on Wheels, it's very obvious that either me or Anisha is replying. A third person is not going to reply to that. So if you have any other queries, we are approachable there. You can talk to us there. If you want to get on a call with us, that can also be arranged. So that way, we are always there to help out and guide if you have any questions and all of that. And with private trips, if you want like a proper consultation, that has its own due process.
That's a wonderful kind of communication. Of course, if each and everything is kind of transparent and they're kind of communicated with the kind of doubts they have, even most of people they get fear. What if they are not able to answer all of our simple silly questions? The thing is that you are actually there for answering each and every kind of questions, because elderly
Right,
and
right,
younger people they'll be like confused whether we can ask this question. What if they think like that? But the thing is,
right,
you're too much
right.
supportive in the social media page, and also you also have a direct call with them if they're truly interested. You just provide them with all the kind of answers that they need actually have. So currently,
Yeah, that's what I tell all the guests. Like, you're not going to ask me anything that anybody has not asked me before. So don't think about it. Like, ask whatever you feel like. That way, people, if they feel a little more at ease, some like people will ask you the same question repeatedly for like 3 days, 4 days, or repeatedly. Okay, so what's the weather gonna be like? Okay, so what should I wear? Where should I, how should I do things? And you have to understand that this is their first trip. It could be your fourth trip, it could be your talking to the 20th person, but for them, you're the first person they are talking to. So that way, you have to speak to every person with a new, fresh outlook on things.
I do understand that. What is the most common question that each and every people ask to you regarding the South Korean trip, ma'am?
Is there racism in Korea? How's the weather in Korea? And vegetarian food. Again, it's one of the top three.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now I
mostly
do.
mostly around this.
So these are the kind of curious things which they actually feel, because once they feel in the comfort zone, then they can move forward. Now I understand that. Okay, these are the things happening. And is it like only people from in Indian cities like Mumbai, Delhi, they come to you, or is it like you also plan for people like from foreign countries like Western European, other Asian countries? Because they also do not know about South Korea. So basically, you're running a group trip to South Korea. Is it like you also wanted other foreign people to come and join you in this group trip? Or is it like how do you want to have your kind of company in the future? So tell us about it, ma'am.
So we are open to anybody who is willing to travel with us. Our policies are not just for Indians; it's for everybody everywhere who wants to travel to South Korea. We don't have international flights included in our package, which means our trip, like everything, starts from Korea and ends when you go back to the Korean, like Incheon Airport, which is Korea's airport, from airport to airport. So if anybody comes to Korea and from whichever part of the world and they want to travel with us, they are most welcome. And in the last few group trips, we have had people from the UK, we have had people from Canada, we have had people from Dubai join us. And this month, next month, we have a private trip from Dubai. Indians, but living in Dubai. So we have people from different places joining us. Whoever likes the kind of experience that we are providing and wants to join is most welcome to join, whether Indian or not.
Yeah, that's a wonderful question, because most of the people have these kind of queries. And also, you told that each and every trip starts from Incheon, Seoul Airport, and it's again in Incheon, Seoul Airport. So, is it like you directly receive the customers from Seoul, or is it like if they're traveling from Delhi or Mumbai, right from Mumbai Airport, right from Delhi Airport, you just come meet them, or is it like only after they visit Korea you go and meet them? So, tell us about it, ma'am.
So our services start from Korea to Korea. We do not travel with the guests, because what happens is, for private trips, it's really not feasible for us to send a person every time from India to Korea and then make them travel all the way with the trip and then bring them back. For group trips, what we why we cannot do this is because people travel from different parts of the country. They travel from Bangalore, they travel from Chennai, they travel from Hyderabad, they travel from Mumbai, Delhi, Chandigarh, Indore. So we cannot be meeting them in one place and then taking them from there. That's not convenient either for us or for the travelers. So what we do is, in big groups, we pair people up with each other. Like, okay, so if there are three people who are traveling from Chennai, so we'll give them their contacts. Like, they'll share their contacts, they'll speak to each other. Like last time, we had two women traveling from Pune, and they became friends even before they actually came on the trip. They used to go to restaurants together and hang out together. So by the time they came on the trip, they were already friends. So they shared room and stuff like that. So yeah, we keep it very transparent. We tell people, like, we have a WhatsApp group. After the visas are finalized, people get their visas, and we know the exact number of people traveling on the group. We make a WhatsApp group with everybody, introduce everybody to everybody, and like, we do a Zoom call explaining everything, like the kind of things that you should be expecting, how to get out of the plane and come out and do your, like, get a local SIM card, money exchange, and stuff like that. From there to how the trip is going to be, like just brushing up the itinerary and everything. So all that we do in the group. So that's how, like, we try and make the travel process a little easier for them, but it's really not feasible for us to be traveling with the guests all the time.
Okay, now I do understand that once they land, once they secure their visas, and if they're in any part of India, if they secure the visas, it's easy for them to travel and land in Incheon. And tell us about the immigration process in Incheon, Seoul, ma'am. So is it like if you have a proper visa, proper documents, like where you're going to stay, where the time, date you're going to leave the country, is that okay? Is there any kind of specific things that stands as a challenge in immigration once you land in Seoul? So tell us about the immigration process over there. So because most of the people, even if they're having a valid visa, all kind of proper documents, they'll be kind of fearing what will happen. What are the kind of common questions they ask in immigration, and how they are going to clear once they land in Seoul? So tell us about the immigration process over there, ma'am.
I'll just start briefly about the visa process as well, and then move on to the immigration. So for visa process, we are currently working with a company that is directly appointed by the South Korean government, like South Korean embassy. So for us to get the visa is very seamless, very easy. Like, for a normal company, it takes about, say, 12 to 15 business days. For us, it takes about 5 to 6 business days. So we are trying to minimize the problems there. We are trying to make it even better for and easier and seamless for the customers, like that. And what we do for group trips is that we apply for a group visa. When we apply for a group visa, getting a visa is easier because the group visa already states that you have given me your money that is required for the trip. That means I am your insurer. I am saying that, okay, this person is going on a trip with me. They have paid me the money. Now I don't need, like, your financial documents will still be needed, but it's not that, okay, like, if there's something wrong, or if there's, like, a little bit of a less amount, or maybe you have 2 years of ITR instead of 3 years, or things like that, it's still going to be excused, because I am ensuring as a company that, okay, this person is traveling with me and they have already paid me their trip amount, and I will take care of their expenses. That kind of means that my company is a sponsor for your trip. So that way, the visa process is a little more easier for group trips. Now, coming to immigration. Once you have a proper valid tourist visa, Korea immigration is pretty straightforward. They hardly ask any questions, and it's not like the kind of experiences we have in Western countries. It's very straightforward. There's a arrival card which you have to fill up. You can either fill a hard copy of the arrival card, or you can fill it up online. Once you receive your visa, you have the arrival card link under it, and you can go to the website and you can fill the arrival card. That arrival card will have all the details of you as a tourist that they would need. So once you go to the immigration, you show your passport, they'll get all the details automatically, and they'll stamp your visa and you're good to go. usually what happens, like, we have traveled a lot of times in Korea till now, and the guests have also traveled, and so far we have not had any guest who faced any problems during immigration.
That's once again a great kind of information from you because, as you said in the beginning of the interview, that getting a secured South Korean visa, it's not an easy job. Of course, there are a lot of things. So, actually, what kind of requirements they're actually expecting from us to actually secure a South Korean visa, and also tell us what is the kind of rejection rate that you faced because you have been doing this for how many years? This Korean group trips, ma'am?
The group trips, 1 year.
1 year, okay. So in this 1 year, so how many kind of people? So tell us the number of people that joined with you totally in this group trip, ma'am.
So far, with all our private departures and group trips that we have had about 60 to 70 people travel in the last 1 year. And out of that, we have had so far only two visa refusals. One refusal, we knew that it's going to be refused because the documents were not in place at all. Like, the person was not a student and they were not working. So, and the immediate parent was also not sponsoring the trip. Like, cousin brother was sponsoring the trip. So there were a lot of discrepancies in the document. So we kind of knew that this is not going to work. But one of the refusals that came was very shocking to us because this person, she had a US visa. And we did not even begin to understand why she would not get the visa, because usually when you have a US visa, your passport is a little stronger than, like, in comparison. But she, even with that, she did not get the visa. And the what happens with the South Korean embassy and Japan embassy is that they don't write the reason for refusal. They will just write 11 others. They don't give you a reason why it is. You just have to wait for 3 months and apply again. So for that person, we still, like, till today, I don't know why the visa was refused. It was very last minute because she joined the group very last minute. And then like, we had to, because we have a visa refusal policy, so we had to give her money back because she got her visa rejected. It's not even her fault. So it was a loss for us also because, one person last minute not joining and all of that. But apart from that, all the visas that we have applied for have come in time, and with like, all the visas were accepted.
Yeah, that's once again a great thing because, as you said in the first scenario, the immediate parents were there not sponsoring, and also the second scenario, they told that okay, this person has some kind of things, but it's not like what to say, it's disclosed. It cannot be disclosed. So I do that's totally
Right,
regarded with the empathy and all these kind of things. So tell us,
right, right, right.
so till now, what are the age groups that they have traveled with you? Is it most like the teenage? Is it most like the middle age, the old age person, or the child? So tell us about the age groups because you have had more than 70 people traveling with you to Korea in group trips. So tell us what are the age groups that travel often and how do you handle each and every age group? Is it the kind of ratio between men and women? So who travel a lot? I mean, long. Is it like couple or singles? So tell us about it. Is it like people coming in groups with families or an individual traveler coming and joining in groups? So tell us about it now.
So we have had a very good bunch of people traveling with us. For the group trips, it's mostly women. About 95 to 97% of our travelers are women. We have had like, men also join our group trips, and like, God knows they had the best fun in those group trips because the people who travel in our group trips, they, like, obviously they were really good sports. I mean, it's not just about us, but they came with the perfect kind of a mindset. They knew that they were going to travel with only women, but they were so comfortable. They were so sporting with things. They enjoyed everything more than anybody else. So, like, we have had really good travelers in that aspect for the group trips. For the private trips, it's always a mix of like, men and women, because, like, couples travel and families, like, father-in-law, mother-in-law, and the couple and their kids, and like that way. We have also had, like, two mothers travel to Korea with their children. So different kinds of age group comes into play in that. For group trips, our age group is mostly somewhere around 25 to 45. is the age group that we have, and mostly people that travel with us are in their 30s and early 40s. That's like the majority of it.
So 30 to 40 are the majority of age groups. I do understand because
Yeah.
that's where they come off getting settled in, and they're having kind of in less pressures comparative to other ages. I do understand now. So
Right, right.
can you share any kind of memorable experience that you have been doing this group trip for 1 year, of course, but there must be a memorable kind of group trip that you can't even forget, but which will actually, whenever you think, that will cherish your mind, it will have some kind of pleasant memories. So tell us about what happened, what impacted you the most, what kind of give happy feelings to you in this 1 year group trip now.
I think, like for everybody, the first trip is like the first thing that you do in the business. The first step is the most important, and that kind of sticks to you, right? Sticks with you. So, for us, also, the first group trip that we had done, which I told you was meant for 10 people, but we did it with 3 people. The budgets were tight, and we were traveling with them, and we did not know how we would possibly be able to finish that. But the 3 people that joined that trip, I still feel like they were God sent. Like I'm in touch with all 3 of them. Like we both are in touch with all 3 of them, and we feel so thankful that they trusted us. Like with when we had no prior experience, and they went on that trip with us. I remember there were so many instances where they understood that, okay, the budgets are low, and with 3 people, you can't possibly make any profit out of this. And you're just like, we are putting our own money into all of it and doing it for the first time. And they would offer things like, no, let's not go to this restaurant. It's too expensive. Let's go to somewhere else. And, no, it's all right. We don't need a cab here. We'll just walk. And like they did all these gestures from their end, which like made us so emotional and made the entire thing so worth it, because we as people, we once see, like when you don't have a lot of brand value, your word is very important. So when you are given somebody your word, like even if it's just one person or a small group, you have to follow through it, because if you don't give value to your word, it's pointless. Like everything else is pointless. So we did not cancel the trip. It took a lot of stress on us. It took a lot of toll on us. We were financially drained at that point. We did not know how we would do the other 2 trips after that, because the trip 2 also had 3 people. The trip 3 had 4 people. So it was very hectic. Those 3 months were very hectic. But that first group, those 3 people who came, they made everything feel so worth it. Like, okay, it's just the start. It's happening like that. It'll get better. Just keep doing, keep doing. And that's what we did. We did not do anything extraordinary. We just kept doing the same things we were doing, and then things slowly changed like that.
I understand that's very touching, emotional kind of moments. Of course, when they actually treat you as one of the family members, they kind of understand the kind of pressures. Of course, you're a woman running this kind of business. Of course, your friend Anisha is there to help you. But both of you, I think I am able to understand the kind of emotional support the very first 3 members that they give to you, because going to instead of going to a very expensive restaurant, they can find a place where they can get good food at a very less low rate. And also at the same time, walking to a place kind of instead of going in a cab is something like even more something needs to be cherished, because they are able to understand your kind of mindset, your total situation over there. Of course, you had a very of course, even before they have a trust in you, you have actually proved that you have already visited South Korea. You have stayed with your friends for more than 90 days. You used to visit all days. Of course, that stays as a base, but the words that you told to them, that of course you are the first person we are just going to cover. And I always do understand that the very first people who come to us in any kind of business we do, once they give the full trust in us, then we will be having a kind of fear. What if we are not able to kind of satisfy the trust? And only genuine souls, genuine people can have this kind of fear. What will happen if we are not able to fulfill the trust they have given to us? So I do understand that you are really a genuine soul, because you are always want keen to make the kind of experience which they have in the Korean trip to be very wonderful. I do accept, ma'am. So also on the other contrary side, there must be a lot of struggles which you must have faced. Like personally, you must have faced once a lot of people join to you in this group trip, the pressure will be still more higher. So at that point of time, you would have not told to the customers, you would have not told to any other people, but inside of you there must be a lot of things happening within you in that trip, and there must be a lot of surprises. So tell us, what is the most struggling part that you have actually seen? Of course, the surprising parts came, that one of the instances you told that this person was having an US visa with them, but they are not able to secure the visa. Can you tell any other kind of surprising moments, and also any kind of struggles that you personally faced when you're organizing group trips? So tell us about it now.
So, I wouldn't say anything which was nothing that we faced was too bad. We have had the pleasure of hosting really good people. So, and also I kind of feel that you kind of the kind of people you are, you attract similar people. So that way we have had really good travelers traveling with us, and we have had fairly good experiences. If I talk about our experiences, 95% of our experiences are pretty good, and just 5% maybe struggles. And in those 5%, I think the main thing that bothers us, or that has been a hurdle with us, is tardiness, which is like timeliness of Indians traveling, especially with group trips. Like South Korea, like Koreans are very disciplined when it comes to time, just like the Japanese are. And we have the problem we have faced with our drivers and vendors and people, like with us, and the Koreans who are basically doing the trips with us, is that they are always confused why people are never on time. Like if you give them 1.5 hours, they're still not on time. If you give them 2 hours, they're still not on time. For us to do manage a group trip and get everybody to do everything at a certain time, that has been a little difficult for us. We would tell them, okay, if we have to leave a place at 4, we would tell them, okay, we have to leave at 3:30, so that we know, okay, by the time they reach, it would be still be 4, and then we'll be able to leave on time. What I like, this is something I want to say through your channel also to anybody who's watching and who wants to join the trips, is that uh, uh, depends on the culture. You have to understand certain nuances of each culture that you're going to, or each place that you're traveling to. Every place has a different kind of a culture. They have different traditions and things that they value. Like for us, family is very important. For Koreans also, family is very important. For Koreans, discipline is very important. If you are not on time, if you're running late, they take this as an insult. They feel like you're not respecting their time. They feel that you're not important enough. And to make like 20 Indians together understand this and to be on time, that's kind of a little like stressful, but nothing that is like a deal breaker, obviously. But that was one of the hassles that we faced. Another thing that we faced was once we were coming from a different city like Gyeongju to Seoul, and it had become very late that evening, and we stopped for dinner at a rest stop. And from our, like, because we plan everything in advance, so we thought there's this one restaurant which serves vegetarian food that will be open. That particular date was not open. By the time we reached, because people were late, late again, so by the time we reached there, it had already closed. And we could not serve pure vegetarian food to one guest that day. The other guests, they were like a little open. Okay, no, I'll go to the hotel and I'll have like a pre-cooked meal, because mostly a lot of people carry haldirams and those kind of pre-cooked meals when they travel to these kind of countries, so that at least one meal dinner they can have in the hotel or something like that. So that day we felt terribly guilty because we were not able to give her dinner on time. And then we told her that, okay, and we are really sorry about it. And because she was hungry and she wanted to have something, and nothing there was completely vegetarian. So then we had to travel all the way to Seoul. And then there's a co-passenger who was traveling with us. We asked him that, will it be possible for you to share your meal today with her? Because it's already very late and we wouldn't want her to go out and look for vegetarian food again. So yeah, that's one experience. But everything that has happened that has been a little bit of a struggle, we have learned manifolds from it, so that next time we are more prepared for it and to deal with it in a better way.
And then, yeah, that's the thing which most of the people actually, I do understand that organizing a group trip, not only a group trip, whenever anything comes in group, it will be like the timing is the most challenging thing which we face in our life, because each and every person's body clock, the way of thinking, of course, people, especially other than India, people in India, consider Asian countries like Singapore and South Korea, they actually treat time as the priority. If you are not
Right.
coming in time, consider in Singapore, people will be like, if you are making them believe and they're giving them a trust that we are going to have an appointment. Of course, even consider friends, if you're going to have a conversation that we are going to meet at this place at 2 p.m. in the afternoon, and if you're not showing up, they'll be waiting for you for 2 minutes, and 2 5 they'll not be in that place, they'll be going to the other kind of works which they have, even if they are your
Right.
friends. Only when you have a close relationship, then they'll be waiting for you. Other than that, if you're not keeping up the time, then they'll be like, okay, what are you doing? Even consider my own personal life, I'll be telling my personal things. What I was in Singapore and I was just invited for an event. It's not even an event, I was just invited from by my close friend over there, and I was not able to visit at that place. And he was just telling me like, he's a senior to me, and he was telling like, why are you not even following the time? I told you to come at 11, it's already 11:50. So I was like, it will take just another, okay, you even more 10 minutes, you're just going to come. So it was totally like a
Yeah.
tragedy for me. I do understand that. So yeah, a timing, I think this is the wonderful information via this interview, which you can tell to people. Of course, they have to kind of keep up the timings. Like whatever timings you say, they need to make themselves set, because of course each and as I told you in the beginning, that each and every person will be having a different body clock in them. So for
Right.
every, even if they have to get ready, they have to make sure that they have to get ready 1.5 hours or 1 hour before, so that they will be able to kind of meet at the right time. Even if they're able to make ready, like even if they're going to wait for another half an hour, it's best, because they're already.
Right. Right.
And if they're going to, okay, I'm going to make sure that I'm going to ready at the perfect time, then if something happens at the end, then they'll be
Yeah.
getting delayed. So
Delayed.
I
Yeah.
think via this interview, this is the very best thing which you can tell people, because I think other than that, most of the things that as a tour guide, you can actually have control other than the timings. What time they are going to start from
Right.
the hotel, what time they're going to leave the hotel, what time they're going to eat, what kind of timings that they're going to have to match with the kind of things that you are kind of organizing. So these are the things that they should concentrate. I do truly understand now. So, other than the challenges, you also told the kind of good moments and the surprising kind of moments. So, is there any kind of things that, other than this kind of timings, that any other message that you wanted to tell people who wants to come and join with you, like in the future? Is there any kind of updates that you wanted to tell regarding the packages? Or you can also tell us about your packages, like is it like if a minimum amount of people, like 4 to 5 people, if they come, of course you'll be having kind of a travel budget, so that you have to increase the package amounts. So what is the minimum and what is the maximum number of people that you expect to come and join in the group trip? So what is the minimum, maximum, and also tell us the packages, charges you do for this. Like what is the minimum package that you can expect, and what are the number of days that you can plan for South Korean trip? What is the minimum number of stays and what is the maximum number of stays? And how many cities will you be able to travel? I mean, will you be able to cover in this time period? And for one city to another city, will you take a train or bus or simply a flight? Something, I think jeju is some kind of flights. I think in one day there are more than 100 flights operating between Seoul
Right.
and Jeju. So that's a wonderful thing. So tell us about all these kind of things, ma'am.
So, one thing that I would want people to keep in mind before they join our trip, or not just our trip, it's a more general thing that I want to tell people, mostly Indians traveling outside, is that you have to be a little more open minded. You have to, like, not just open minded, you have to be a little more open to new things. You have to be a little more open to new experiences, because the culture that you're going to which is not India, is a different culture of its own. Whether you're traveling to Europe, whether you're traveling to Korea, whether you're traveling to Japan, wherever you're traveling to. And that culture has its specific things that you have to take care of as a tourist. And from the news that we see these days, from the irresponsible tourism that happens outside of India these days, we should all kind of understand that whenever the moment we hold the passport and step out of the country, you're representing the entire country. You're not just representing yourself in your country. So be a little responsible, be a little polite, be a little considerate, think about the other people. Like, don't, like, for example, don't talk loudly in a public place, like small things, small gestures. In India, because we have a huge manpower force and like everything, people are used to getting everything served like right here. Like a waiter will come here and serve you the food. Your bill will come right on the table. Somebody will wipe your house for you. Somebody will clean your bathroom for you. Every service we get in this country, and that's amazing that we get it. But that also, like, you cannot be expecting the same thing in a different country, in a different culture, because those, like, particularly cultures like South Korea, Japan, these are all very self-service culture. Like I was talking to you about, you go to a cafe, order your food at a kiosk, and just take your coffee and put your coffee back, tray back, and you pay it at the counter. This is a very common practice in Korea, where the waiter does not really give you the bill on your table. You just go and you pay at the counter once you're done with your food and you leave. So these are the small nuances that you have to know about each culture, and you have to be considerate of that, the culture that you're traveling to. So if people are a little more considerate that way, I think on a very global level, on a very wide level, we'll be able to create a better understanding or and a better impression of what people think of India and Indians as. Every time Anisha and I travel to a different country, we try to like uh, behave like model citizens, like how people would expect us to behave outside of India. We try to do our bit, and we try not to litter, we try not to talk loudly, we try to be considerate, and this is something I feel inherently all Indians should do. And if you're traveling with someone who's a co-traveler who's not doing that, I think we should also like politely ask them to do it. This is how I think we really need to change the perspective of people, what people think of Indians, because Indians are not like that. Because of five Indians who are going out and giving us a bad name, we don't want our passport's value to get decreased. We don't want it. We don't want the visas to come like get more difficult for us, right? We want to travel. We want to see the world. Indians travel so much, but it's time we become a little more responsible while we travel. This is a very generic thing that I'm saying. It's not related to Korea. Now, coming about the trips. In autumn, we have 3 group trips. The first is the mega autumn group trip, which is from 26th of October to the 8th of November. This is our biggest trip so far, because so far we have only done like 4 places, 4 cities, 5 cities. This is, in this trip we have 6 different cities in 12 days in peak autumn. And here we have different kinds of experiences. Like after a call, I'll just share the itineraries with you for you to have a look at. You can have a look at them. This is one of the most wholesome trips that we are doing this year, because if you do this, if you're going to Korea for the first time, you get a little bit of flavor of everything in this trip.
So for how many days
Yeah.
this group trip you're planning for the upcoming months, ma'am?
So we have 3 trips this autumn. The first is the October, the mega autumn group trip, which has 6 cities in 12 days. We are doing it from October 26th to November 8th. And this is so far one of our biggest trips. It has 6 different cities. It has a lot of experiences. And for someone who's visiting Korea for the first time, it's like the best trip to start with, because you get to experience a little bit of city life, a little bit of Korea's traditional villages. Like we are doing Jeonju, which is a traditional Hanok village in Korea. It's a very pretty city. And then also we are going to Jeju Island. We are doing Busan, which is the port city of Korea. So a lot of things are covered in this with a lot of experiences. Plus you get to travel with locals, with our local hosts, and they get to give you a glimpse of their culture and the food they eat, the kind of experiences they have. It's a very immersive experience. It's going to be a very immersive experience. So this is for someone who has that kind of a time window, who can take leaves for those many days, who can travel for like a good 12 to 13 days and cover a lot of it in one go. The next trip that we have is the invite only trip. Now, this is a very intimate trip that we are doing. This is only going to be 6 people and the hosts. And in this, we have a lot of immersive experiences. We have like a traditional Korean cooking class, also for vegetarians, like keeping in mind vegetarian dietary requirements and vegan dietary requirements. We have a cooking class. We have barbecue experiences, also tailor made for non-vegetarians and vegetarians both. We are going to different kinds of cities in this one, but we are not seeing the like very touristy places. We will be going to offbeat locations. So if we go to a palace, we will go to a palace. We will be wearing the traditional clothes, but we'll not go to the main palace. We'll go to a more beautiful, unseen palace. So like that, we have like if you see the entire itinerary, you'll understand how we have curated everything to be different from each other. So this is a 10 days trip. This is from November 7th to 17th. I forgot to tell about the price point. So the price point for the October autumn trip, it's 2,20,000 per person, plus GST and tax. The TCS is again claimable. When you file your taxes, you'll get the TCS money back. The unseen Korea, the invite only trip, the price point for that is 2,15,000 plus GST and TCS. TCS again is claimable. Now coming to the third one. The third trip is the backpacking trip. In that we take public transport, we live more like locals, we experience the country like that. We don't compromise on the experiences. We do the experiences that we have in the other trips, just reduce number of places and reduce number of days. It's just a 6-day trip from 14th of November to the 20th of November. And for that, the price point is 1,39,999 plus TCS. GST is also included in that. Just the TCS you have to pay extra, which is like 6,000 or something, and that you can claim it back when you pay your tax, like when you file your taxes next year. So these are the 3 trips that we are doing this season. We'll again be doing a December trip, which is for Christmas and New Year's. And we are planning for a lot of trips next year for April. But we are still working on the itineraries and those haven't yet come out. So for now, we have these 3 trips going on.
Great, ma'am. So for 2,15,000, is it like 50,000 or 15,000, ma'am? The first 13 days.
15.
Okay, it's for 13 days, right, ma'am?
The first autumn trip, that's for 2,20,000. The unseen Korea trip, which is the 10 days trip, that is for 2,15,015. And the backpacking is for 1,39,999.
Okay, so the first package is 2,20,000, and what is the number of days for it, ma'am?
It's 12 days, like 12 tour days and 1 free day. So what we do is for all the trips, we give the guests 1 free day where they can, because it's a group trip, right? It's a fixed itinerary, and a lot of people might want a day to just to be free, chill, do some souvenir shopping, or go for skin treatments and stuff like that. So from our end, we give them a complimentary night stay at the same hotel after the trip is over, so that they can stay back and relax and like do whatever is left if there's anything that they want to do, and then leave the next day after that.
So for first and again for first package is 2,20,000 and it's for 13 days, a normal 12 days plus 1 free day, so it's 13 days. And for 2,15,000, it's just like 5,000 less. So for that,
yes,
for how many days, and tell us the time period, ma'am.
So the unseen trip, which is for 2,15,000, that is for 10 days. So 9 2 days plus 1 day, which is like the free day. And after that, they can leave on the next day of it, which is like on 17th. And in that trip, why the price point is very close is because in this we are doing 6 places, in this we are doing just 5, but the price point is close because we have a lot of experiences in this, and this is more intimate. So the lesser the number of people, the higher the budget goes, like that. If like very simple, if you distribute the logistic cost in 20 people, your cost will come down. And if you divide it in 6 people, the cost will be slightly higher. But then for the price of that, you're getting a very immersive experience. You're getting to travel with locals. You're getting that experience. All the things that are mentioned in the itinerary, everything is paid for. You're not, except for your lunch and dinner, you're not paying for anything else. You have your daily breakfast, you have your accommodations, you have your visa, you have your internal transport, you have like, if domestic flights, if you have any domestic flights, all that is included. So yeah, like intercity transport as well.
So basically, you're telling that for entire like India to Seoul and back to Seoul to Delhi, like if you're traveling from Delhi, Delhi to Seoul, Seoul to Delhi, and the internal transport, the stay, the kind of food, everything included in this package, or is there anything excluded that you wanted to tell?
International flights are never included in our package. Like you have to arrive to Korea. So the international flights are not included. Apart from international flights, everything, all your land package in Korea, whether you're traveling, your accommodation, your daily breakfast, your entrance tickets, and all the experiences that you'll be doing, like yacht ride, tangerine picking, because a lot of companies have this, like it's a very fine print. They'll say that they'll take you to the place, but then the experience is on your own. Like you have to bear the cost by yourself and all of that. We include everything together. So even if you're going for a sauna experience, it's included in your package. If you're going for a yacht tour, it's included. Like a sky capsule or a cable car, all that is included. Not just the entrance, but the activity as well.
So okay, so in this 2 lakh 20 and 2 lakh 15, and also in the last package, like for you're just organizing it for 6 days, right, ma'am?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So in that first, second, third, that is 2 lakh 20 for 12 days plus one free day, that is 13 days. And the second is 2 lakh 15, that is for 10 days plus one free day, that is 11 days. And the last
9 days plus one free day, that is 10 days.
Okay, I'm sorry, total 10 day. So second package is 2 lakh 15, 9 days plus one day, that is the 10th day. And the last package is 1 lakh and 39,999. So that's for 6 days.
Yes.
So 5 days and plus
Yes.
one free day. That's right.
No, that does not have a free day because the timing is very tight in that.
Okay.
So it is packed with itineraries, the budget trip. For that, we have given full assistance for people who want to continue their stay after the trip is done. If they want to continue for like 3-4 days in Korea, we will be providing them assistance to book accommodations of their choice, of their budget. And we will also be, like hand holding them if they want appointments in skin clinics or like shopping options or all of that. Because Korea does not have Google Map. Like Korea has Google Map, but it doesn't work that well. They have Naver Map. So for Naver Map, we provide like links to places they want to go, for vegetarian restaurant recommendations and all of that. So all that assistance we do from our end.
So now I think we have come to the very core part of the interview, that Google Map doesn't work in Korea. We should download a separate app for it.
Yes. So Google Map will, like, you can search the place on Google Map, but it won't navigate you to that place. Like you can just search it, look it up, but it's of no use. So for what we do with our guests is we tell them that, okay, so these are the 5 apps that you must download before you go to South Korea. The most important app is Papago that I told you, which is a translation app. Then there's Naver Map. Naver Map is very helpful. It's very easy. It is available in English, and it's very accurate for people who are traveling in Korea. You get to see which gate of metro you have to exit from, which way you have to go, which is the shortest route, which is like if you have to go via stair, or which is the route for the if you're coming with luggage and all of that. It's very detailed, very nice. Now,
I think even Google Maps
apart
doesn't have it. But Naver Maps,
sorry,
I think the Google Maps doesn't have these kind of facilities. Like if they're having more luggage,
no,
but because Google
yeah,
Maps can actually guide you, you can take train, metro, bus, something like bike, something like that, but not these kind of.
yeah. But then when you go to a when you go from via Google Map, if you see, like, even in India, I'm saying, if you get down from a metro station, it doesn't tell you which gate you have to exit from to reach closest to your destination, right? Gate number 1, 2, 3, 4. It doesn't tell you. But in Korea, if you go via Naver Map, it will tell you that, okay, exit from gate 3 and walk towards this, and then it'll, like, you can navigate like that. So it's very easy once you get the hang of it. It takes a little while to get adjusted to it, but once you use it, it's very convenient. So that, and then there is like Kakao Taxi, which is like the Uber version of it. Uber is also there. Uber is now creating a good market in Korea, and now last time when we had gone, we found a lot of Uber taxis there. So it's becoming more foreigner friendly, but Kakao Taxi is still more reliable, slightly cheaper, and like you'll get, if you get like 5 cabs in Kakao Taxi in that area, you'll probably be getting 2 Ubers in the same area. So like that.
So other than Google Map, the alternative tool, what's the name? What's the spelling of that app map?
It's called Naver Map, Naver, Naver Map. And the taxi app is Kakao Taxi, Kakao, Kakao Taxi. And the name of the translation app is Papago, Papago.
Okay, translation Papago, and for car it's Kakao, and for other Google Maps alternate is Never.
Naver Map. Yeah.
Never.
Yes.
Okay, I think Never Map. The options are in English also, so that we can read. That's right, ma'am?
Yes, and Naver is not just a app just for map. Naver basically is like Google. You can look up restaurant recommendations. You can see how well the restaurant is rated. You can book your appointments if you want to go to a hair salon. If you want to go to a restaurant and you want to book prior appointment, you can book it via Naver as well.
That's great, ma'am. So we have just come to the last part of the interview. So just tell us, ma'am. So what is your future aim? It can be any wish that you wanted to do anything regarding South Korean trips. Are you planning to organize other than South Korean trips? Do you wish? I'm just asking you the wish. Do you plan for Western or European countries, or till the end of your life you always wanted South Korea to be the part of your professional journey? So tell us about it. What are your future ventures that you wanted to have a separate travel company established in other cities in India, not only in your own hometown, but you also wanted to be in Mumbai or Delhi or anywhere, or also a separate office in South Korea? What are the things that you plan for the other upcoming 5 to 10 years? So tell us about it, ma'am.
So we definitely want to expand further than just South Korea. Right now, our aim is to have a good base where we are, so that when people think about traveling to South Korea, they think about us. We want to target something very hyper specific. We don't want to, because there's a lot of competition. Like if you just Google tour companies in India or tour companies wherever for package tours, you'll find like even in the top 50 Google results, it'll be very difficult for you to, as a new brand, to create your name or your presence. So we want to target into something which is very hyper specific, where we can have a good presence. So for now, we are focusing on Korea. Why we are focusing on Korea is because I'm very confident about Korea. Like Anisha and I are very confident about taking people to Korea. Korea is a very safe destination for people to travel. And this I'm saying whether or not after this, like after watching this interview, if people want to travel with us or without us, even if they are doing a solo trip, Korea is very safe. You don't have to travel with us in order to feel safe. So this is there. One of the reasons why we have chosen Korea as the first destination, and also because we know about Korea a lot. Like how you said about how you know about Singapore, right? So I can sit at home here in Asansol, West Bengal, and I can, if a private trip is going on, I can guide them exactly. Okay, so this is where you want to go. These are the places you have to go. If it's late, like from here, turn left, you'll find this place. I can guide them like that. If I am that confident of another country, we are very open to traveling to Japan and choosing Japan as our next destination for the trips. But again, for that, we'll need some prior travel. We'll need to know a lot more about the culture. We'll need to know a lot more about the experiences. We'll need some local support there, like how we have in Korea. We will need to have all of that for us to give this kind of immersive experience that we are able to give in Korea. Because otherwise, we'll just be another tour company sitting in India and with a destination management company in Japan giving non-personalized tours. We can do that. We can do that even today. I can call up a destination management company in Japan and be like, okay, so what's your package? I'm sending 5 people for the trip. But that's not what we are standing up for. Like I told you about Yagi also, and that same school of thought leads to Dillydallytrails also. We want to be remembered. We want to have a different identity. And for that different identity, we need to give something more to people than what they're expecting. So for that kind of relationship building, we need to be confident about the place, and then we'll be setting our foot and starting a new destination. But definitely we want to restrict ourselves to fewer destinations, not just Korea, maybe say Korea, Japan, and Taiwan, or Korea, Japan, and Singapore, and cover those places with all our heart and all the experience that we can, so that the experiences that we are trying to give is slightly different or slightly better.
That's once again a great thing, because you're just planning to go for other Asian countries like Japan, Taiwan, Singapore. That's once again a great thing from you. So wishing you all the best for your future success on my behalf, Ritu Sharma ma'am, and also Anisha ma'am, for your future South Korean trips over there. And I think I have covered most of the questions which most of the people really wanted to ask about South Korean trips. We have traveled a lot about the kind of food that we are going to have, the kind of travel expenses, and how actually you are unique from other kind of travel kind of companies, South Korean companies, I do accept. And also you are a great jewelry business strategist and an entrepreneur. So we have also discussed the packages, the number of days, and the kind of unique experiences that they can get when they travel in different seasons in South Korea. The experience, that was a wonderful moment which we had with you in this interview, ma'am. So one final question for this interview is like, what's the kind of message that you would like to tell via this interview to the people who are watching? Like it may be to the kids, it may be to the teenage people, middle-aged or the old-aged person, or any kind of message. If you wanted to convey, you can just convey to them via this interview right now, ma'am.
I don't have a particular message for everybody. It's because it's no one shoe that fits all. Everybody has their own journey, everybody has their own experiences. And for us, basically, it has been a series of trial and error. We have repeatedly tried everything we wanted to in life. Some of them worked out for us, some of them did not work out for us. What you're seeing today is a little bit that's working for us. So everybody has their own journey, everybody has their own experiences, and what I feel is that you don't really have to do anything extraordinary every day. You just have to keep doing the same things and not giving up and just showing up, and then things slowly change, because you keep like people say, right? You do one thing for 10,000 hours and then you're really good at it. So we also, like Anisha and I, we plan on doing things repeatedly. We plan on keeping at it so that we become the best at what we do, whichever field we are in. So that has definitely come with a lot of career changes and struggles and everything. And not everything is like how you see on Instagram. It's just 1% of things that are there as reels on Instagram. But a lot of backstory comes into it. But we have had a very rewarding journey so far, and we can't wait to experience what's yet to come for this year and next year and the year after, because we are just getting started and we have a lot of stories to tell, we have a lot of stories to hear, we have a lot of plans in expanding our businesses and working for things that we really love. And so far on Instagram also, we have had the pleasure of hosting such a beautiful community, and they make us motivated so many times when we feel a little under motivated, and we have had the most supportive community that we could ask for. So yeah, it has been a great journey so far, and I hope people can watch this, and if they relate to anything from this, I hope this helps, or otherwise it's just a piece of content. If you're planning to go to Korea, maybe this could be of help. Even if they are planning to go by themselves, maybe they can take something from this conversation, and hopefully this could help them.
Of course, we have actually we have discussed each and everything detailedly, like whatever the things each and every people have, the kind of doubts that they have in their mind regarding the South Korean trips, we have actually discussed detailedly. We have discussed more than 1.5 hours in this interview, and each and every kind of segment, kind of questions which we had in this interview was absolutely very fantastic, and it was very transparent, that it was very unique. So people who are watching this interview right now, please go subscribe to our Women Today YouTube channel. Please go click on the bell icon. If you have any kind of doubts regarding South Korean trips, our Reetu Sharma ma'am is here to help you out, and also her friend Anisha ma'am. She is also a part of this kind of South Korean trip. She is not available right now, but our Reetu Sharma ma'am is over here. And people who want to comment about this video can comment in the comment section. I can just reply to you, and I'll just mention Reetu Sharma ma'am Instagram link about South Korean trips is it's Dilly Daily on Wheels. So I'll just mention the Instagram link over here so that you can directly message her, have a conversation with her. Of course, she do accept charges for conversation regarding South Korean trips, but if you have a sure kind of South Korean trips, that kind of charges will be totally deducted from that. So don't need to worry about that. So, and also anything else, if you're not even going to have a South Korean group trip with her, even if you're planning for a solo kind of trip, you can just directly message her. You can have any kind of conversation with her so that you'll be having some kind of tips from her so that you can clear your kind of doubts, and she's always ready to help you out. So thank you once again, Reetu Sharma, for coming and joining this Women Today YouTube channel, giving me a chance to host this interview. So good evening, ma'am. Have a very nice day.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.